All right, Jeff Steinberger here. This is the Banker's Rules. Today, just talking about my journey. How did I get to where I'm at today? And where did I come up with how I could talk to people and give any advice on finances? I'm not a financial expert. You need financial advice. See the proper people. I'm not an attorney. None of that stuff. But what started me on the journey was looking for a way to make extra money, like most people. So I kept finding this stuff that was, bank on yourself and all this stuff through the insurance. I thought, man, if I can't afford to pay my policy, I lose everything I put in there. I didn't like that idea. I didn't like the idea that, you could borrow off the insurance company. I guess in a way I liked it. You could build up your wealth that way. I kept thinking, is there some other way I could do this? Just didn't feel comfortable. I couldn't find anybody in my state or, that I could talk to in person. It was all through YouTube, which, this is through YouTube, so I understand. But at the same time, I wanted to build my wealth, and I knew there had to be some way of doing it. Reading different books, trying to find stuff. Most of it just kept coming back to having to have insurance or whatever. So it came to a point where I was saving up money to fix my driveway. And I thought, well, I wonder if I took and made, instead of, like, if I would get this on a credit card, I'd be paying interest, if I didn't pay it off each month. So I looked at it and I'm like, well, I wonder if I paid the interest back to myself. And I looked at 12%, 6%, and none of that really seemed good. I hit 20%, like $400, it was costing me $400 to fix the driveway, roughly. So I figured $400, loan that to myself to do that. 20%, they gave me $500. They gave me an extra $100, and I was like, wow, okay, I like this. So I did that, kept building, making little loans to myself, made some loans to some friends and family, and built some money. And while that money was being loaned out and being paid back, I started noticing that I'm getting payments coming in and out. I'm like, hey, this is pretty cool. So long story short, my car payment I had been paying on for 4 years. I had reached to the point where I had $7,000. I called them up. What do I owe on this? It was $6,000 something, if I went in that day and paid it, just under $7,000. I grabbed $7,000 out of the bank because it was within the, pretty close to that. I don't remember exactly. Took it up there, paid them, and made in my leisure, $7,000 plus the interest. And I looked at it, and I was going to end up paying myself. It was $7,000, and I made a new loan, so I ended up paying myself for the next 2 years. I took over the loan. Plus, I just expanded it out for a 5-year period. Ended up paying myself back $14,000 on the car. I took over the payment. Instead of just paying it off and no longer having that money, with this principle, the money was coming in. I was still paying like I was paying on that, or like if I refinanced the car with someone else, and just added that money back to me. So then my wife went to go, we went with my brother and whatnot, and went camping. And so she decided, well, I want to get a camper. So we went and bought a camper, and we got it financed. I didn't have the money to, I think it was, to buy it outright was like 19,000, just under 20,000, somewhere around there. And, over a year and a half, I built up the money with other loans, with working over, with other things, and put that money together and paid off. I paid towards that ever so much for the year and a half. It was $306, quite a bit. And then I made, I paid $16,000 on it and paid it off, and in like a year and a half, and then made that a new loan in my ledger, paying myself back on that camper. Came out to like 26 grand. I paid back to myself. So these little principles that I've done is I've done it myself, and now I'm reaching out to you here on YouTube. I'm reaching out to people I know. You know how it goes when you try to reach people they know you, so they're just not as interested. But long story short, I wrote this book to help people see if others can do what I did. And I believe it will help you. So, if these are helpful, like and subscribe. I appreciate it. I'm going to keep making videos as long as I can, whether people are watching or not. It helps me get better at it. It helps me promote the book. I'm not trying to just sell you something here. I want to see if this concept can work for so many people that it turns your life around. Whether you put a dime in my pocket or not, whether YouTube ever pays me for ever doing a video, doesn't matter. What does matter is building your wealth. And that's what I'm here for. So thanks again for watching. You have a great day.